there are still places in this country where, because of changes perhaps in an industry, it can be the automobile industry or healthcare, we're seeing horrendously high unemployment.
Yes.
And often the notion is these are people who are accustomed to working in a factory,
Sure.
going to a job that had some level of stability, retiring, having a pension, and the like.
Yeah.
Since the new normal is not that, how do we reach out to people in Michigan and reinforce some of the principles that we're discussing? How do people who don't even know how to be entrepreneurial develop that mindset and be creative and identify new ways to survive at a time where it looks like they might not be able to?
Wow, that's a big question. I'll try to make it simple. There's no other alternative but to be entrepreneurial. What do I mean by that? I've always told people, look, entrepreneurship just isn't a business term anymore. It's a way of life. Just because you don't own a small business doesn't mean you're not entrepreneurial.
No, that's important.
I mean, I always ask people, how many times are you in a meeting and somebody says, hey, that's a great idea, you should do something with that, and then what happens? Nothing, because people fear failure and they fear doing something that they don't have control over. Haven't we all learned that we don't have control?
Over anything.
Over anything. In fact, I've always told people, we are experiencing these uncertain times, but was there ever a time that wasn't uncertain?
No, what you're saying is real important.
So today people need to, and I think it's really interesting, the people that I've reached out in the local communities, people know that they need to change. People know that they need to reinvent themselves. People know that they need to be, that they need to redefine their skills or enhance their skill set. People know, deep down inside Noam, that things won't ever be the same again. Those jobs that were available, they're even being reinvented.
Sure.
Because with the economy the way it's been and with job loss, employers have said, you know what, maybe we had a lot of fat in the system to begin with. I mean, maybe we're employing people and creating job descriptions that we really never needed. So companies are reinventing themselves and saying, what kind of talent do we really need in the workforce? And for me, that presents nothing but opportunity.
And people have to be as nimble and think in that same way.
Well, and, you know, and just on that note too, Noam, is that people should look at themselves as being on a level playing field. It's like, just because you don't have that big Harvard degree or just because you don't have all those credentials, I mean, do you think that every Gen Wire that's built a successful, let's call it, $1, $2, $3 million business on the internet had all those credentials?
No.
It's a different game now. It's a different playing field. So I'm not trying to tell people not to get educated. All I'm saying is that find your passion, find the things that you believe in, and then go for it. Because right now people need to start thinking about their long-term strategy. And as they sit back and say, gee, I'm going through a transition at work, or I'm hearing about all these new trends, look, just put yourself in a position to do something that you like. And it's amazing that when you do that, the other opportunities that follow.